All right, everybody, we have 20 motorcycle crashes and close calls to go over. There's quite a bit here. These are pretty bad, so be careful when you're watching this so you don't get scared of riding. But we're going to jump into it, we're going to learn from it, and we're going to see what happens with this video right now. Oh! Yeah, we're going to go over this one just a little bit. I think there's some broken legs. All right, so we're coming up on a group ride. Okay, it's a nice little mob ride. Everyone's kind of going all over the place. You notice how nobody is staggered in one lane. That's not a good deal. When you have these mob rides, everybody wants to see who can get to the front fastest. And so let's say you start off at 20 miles an hour. Next person goes 25. Okay, now this person goes 30. Now this person goes 35. Now this person goes 45. You see how it can just keep escalating to the point where everyone's just basically pinning it and going 100. And now we're all just kind of racing down the highway. That is where it starts opening up problems because now you're trying to dodge people going 100 miles an hour. You're trying to find road surface hazards at 100 miles an hour. You're trying to swerve at 100 miles an hour. You're trying to do everything at a very high rate of speed, and you're not going to have the total stopping distance. You're not going to have the right space cushions. You're not going to have the right ability to do a lot of things. So this person just decided to accidentally, it doesn't make sense, but he accidentally hits the back of another vehicle going fast. Okay. So he's going to go ahead and crash. He's going to land on his left side. Okay, boom, right there. So instant head injury. So we're talking TBI, so possible concussion, more than likely concussion. Right here. Now he's going to keep tumbling. Okay, now at this point, you're going to have impacts all over the body. And this is why you have motorcycle jackets, pants, gloves, boots, helmets. We're going to acquire and use personal protective equipment. So he's going to have impacts to shoulders, elbows, basically everywhere. Now, it's like, why do I need a back protector? Well, when you start tumbling like this, your back's going to hit the ground too. You want to protect that spine. So he's going to keep hitting the ground, sliding. There's all those impacts, road rash. Terrible. Hand injuries, wrist injuries, elbow injuries, arm injuries. Now, at this point, the simple fact that he's conscious and aware of where he's at is actually kind of impressive. Usually people are unconscious. So, or conscious, but not aware of what's going on. So the fact that he's conscious and aware to get himself to rescue, trying to remain calm, but ensure his own safety and get off the side of the road is very important. We've got to watch out for that car or that motorcyclist coming, but able to get off the side. Now, what we can do is that we can start looking for lacerations and then possibly do any type of stopping major bleeds. So applying a tourniquet, direct pressure, or maybe even packing the wound. You know, bike's destroyed, not good. He's probably in a lot of pain. There's got to be something broken there. Got to be something broken. All right, here we go, going through here. Somebody's passing us, acting like an idiot. Let them go. Oh, see? That's why you let idiots go. You don't try to chase them down. Now, I would still stop to help, but I'd be helping these people first. I'd talk to them first. I do triage. I would talk to them, see if they're doing okay. I'd talk to anybody else involved, and then I would talk to this driver. I don't play favorites, but I do.
Here we have
Tim
a situation
Long.
where the driver rushing causes a nasty
Where's that at, everybody? Write in the comments. Where are we at?
accident and the riders miraculously walk away without any serious injuries.
Okay, no serious injuries. Oh no. You could not prevent that one. As that motorcycle rider with the passenger, there's no way you were going to know that was going to happen. Looks like he's with his kid, maybe going for a ride, maybe his grandkid or whatever. Not a good situation at all. So let's take a quick look at it again. So dumb driver decides to cut somebody off, jumps over their rear tire, loses control, hits the motorcyclist. There's no way. So when we talk about motorcycle crashes and close calls, sometimes they just happen. There's no way that car could have prevented getting hit. There's no way this motorcyclist could have prevented getting hit. There's nothing they could have done. Things just happen. They just happen. Now, when things just happen, we should be able to protect our bodies and maybe rescue somebody after a crash, even though we have no part of it. We did not create anything. We didn't do anything stupid on the motorcycle itself. Our riding seals are perfectly fine, but things just happen. And this is why we wear gear, just in case. So whenever I get myself into a risky situation or I'm riding, or let's say I'm even riding a horse, You know, people make fun of me or whatever. I wear a helmet. I wear the helmet that they offer. I wear the helmet. I look dorky. I don't care. I'm going to wear the helmet because I don't know. They say these horses are fine. They're you know, docile. They're easy going. One's if it gets spooked, or one's if I fall off and I hit my head on a rock. Who knows? I didn't do anything wrong, but I fell off somehow. Well, now I have a helmet. Okay? If I didn't want to wear a helmet because I didn't want to look dorky, perfectly whatever. And now I have a concussion or a skull fracture. Same thing with riding a motorcycle. Same thing with driving a car. I'm going to put my seatbelt on. I don't know. I don't plan on crashing. I don't plan on this happening. But if it does happen, I at least have some protection. So when we hit the ground like this, we have protection. More than likely, the rider gave the helmet to the passenger, but you're also setting the example. Is like, I wear full gear when I ride, so I'm going to have you wear some gear. All right, we'll move on. Oh, there's a drop of the bike. Look at that thing. Look at that bike go. All right, so he looped the bike. He fell down, mechanism injury a little bit. You know, how are we going to rescue him? He's going to have some venous bleeding, some maybe capillary bleeding going on. Hopefully no major lacerations, but he's going to have some road rash. And so when it comes to stopping any major bleeds, there's probably not going to be any major bleeds, but he's going to have some bleeding. So if you want to help out with some patient care, go ahead and put some 4x4s, you know, wrap it with some roll gauze, and you should be good to go. Maybe he's going to want to go home. He doesn't need an ambulance, but I would still call 911. Maybe this group ride doesn't want to call 911 because now we have reckless riding, and they don't want to worry about the police coming. I come from the firefighting aspect, so I don't care. I don't care if you're doing something stupid. I'm here to take care of your body and your mind. But overall, terrible. So, oh, look at that. I just want to point out. Look at just that little bit sliding on the ground. He's got some exposed skin right here, and this is all torn up right here. That's why on motorcycle-specific gear, you have abrasion resistance like Kevlar, aramid fibers on the buttocks. Okay, on the buttocks. So I just want to point out real quick. So yeah, so he's right there. He's got motorcycle boots, a little bit on the side too. So just look at how much he slid. Just look at how much he slid. Not much. Malcolm X is calling this guy. Interesting. Just the minor amount that he was sliding. That's it. 30, 40 feet? Like, what do you guys think? 50 feet? He slid 50 feet, and it completely ripped through his jeans. Now, it didn't just, like, rip through the jeans, and then it didn't touch his skin. No, it's starting to rip the skin. The skin... Oh, imagine having to take a poop after this and having to sit down on the toilet. All right, let's see. Okay, so they switched multiple lanes. Okay, they switched lanes in front of us. It is what it is, but look at the space cushion we have. We could apply some progressive braking. Okay, we can slow it down because we see some idiot coming out in front of us. We have an open lane to the left. We can use a different tool in our toolbox to swerve left. It's not always, I have to slam the brakes. I have to slam the brakes to get myself out of bad situations. I can emergency swerve. I can emergency accelerate. I can emergency brake, but typically emergency braking on a motorcycle buys you some time to think, there's my escape. Okay, now I emergency swerve. Emergency braking, I'm buying myself some time. Oh, they're now out of my way. Now I can emergency accelerate out to get back up to speed. Emergency braking, it's to buy you time. You're never going to stop in enough time because the total stopping distance for a motorcycle, especially at high speeds, is just so far. It is so far, you're not going to be able to stop in time. So what you're doing is trying to buy yourself some time to make that next swerve, to look for that open spot and swerve. That's really what it's meant for. Emergency braking is good, like progressive braking, that's really what it is progressive braking is stopping at a stoplight that you perceived it was coming. You're stopping at a stop sign that you perceived was coming. Being able to emergency brake just teaches you that you can, once you get traction on that front tire, once you get a little bit of progressive braking going, that you can squeeze more, harder, faster, so then you come to a stop quicker. That's what emergency braking teaches you. You're right. Look at the mirror. Somebody is there. But if you had to, you can emergency accelerate and also emergency swerve. But overall, slamming that front brake to lose traction, it's not a good scenario. Here we go. Sean Filan. Okay, so we're gonna do a head check. We're looking. We want to pass. Oh, geez. So that's very lucky. Once again, not enough time to react to seeing that. So he wants to switch lanes. Oh, almost didn't have time, but really quick. Very good. Oh. Is this like a road surface hazard video? So we have a hubcap kind of flying off. Not much we could have done there. Oh, definitely a road surface hazard when we have somebody doing that. Oh my gosh, swerve. Good job with the swerve. Okay, so we're riding on the highway. All right. Remember when I tell you guys to watch for dum-dums up way ahead so you have time to respond? But even how far this is, not much time to respond. At this point, when you see that, roll off the throttle, apply some brakes.
Holy.
So he's moving over to the other side because everything was happening on the left. So, but now that things got swerved to the right, he starts positioning himself more to the left. So he's doing the plan method without even thinking about it. This is an active threat. It's not a relevant threat anymore. It's an active threat. So we have to now be juking things. So he's doing a good job here. There's the impact. And then he's going to make that swerve. So when you make that swerve, don't aim for that. Yes, that's the minimum viable space cushion. I like that word. Oh, I like that. I'm going to coin that. I said it. It's copyrighted now. I said it first. Today is August 19th. Said it first. Anyways, minimum viable space cushion. Don't go for just the minimum viable space cushion. Go for the maximum viable space cushion. Try your best. Use all these lanes. Shoot for that outside lane. Do your best. Get out of there. So that means you're maintaining your swerve, and now we're correcting our swerve. Now we're correcting it, and now we're going. Here it's like quick swerve because you don't know if this person's going to swerve too. So you want to swerve and be parallel, not swerve and then collide into this guy swerving. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's why I wish I could see more of this, but it's gone. All right. Oh, we hit the guardrail. Oh, hit our head on the guardrail. Oh no. Okay, so they're doing some rescue here. Let's take a look. Oh, there's the stretcher. So they're on scene now. They're probably holding C-spine. Probably holding his head still. Maybe we went through a corner and then moved on the shoulder. Or did were we riding on the shoulder and then we just weren't paying attention and then we hit the guardrail? You know what I mean? But we're up and over going a little nuts. Crashed. Overall, pretty bad situation. Alright, so we're riding.
Hey everyone,
Pretty
in
typical.
This video I've got a bunch
Shadow
of crazy
boxing.
and unexpected situations. These are just
Alright, Motostars, what are we doing?
I hope you can
Got some traffic, good space cushion. We're getting closer to the blind spot on the car on the right. They might want to switch over. It's an open lane pattern. Our lane is moving faster, but we have an idiot right there. And we almost died.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So this seems like an older video. We've seen some of these things before. I saw this one before. There's not much you could have done in this situation. So if we see some, we see some.
And
All
right safe.
All right, so we're coming up here. We have an idiot coming around the corner really quick. What do we do? Not much we could have done here. Like if we hit the tire, we hit the car, we're kind of screwed. There's not enough time to swerve. By the time, because when it comes to swerving, let's go ahead and talk over some of the fundamentals when it comes to motorcycle riding. Maybe that's what we'll do for this video. So when it comes to total stopping distance, I want to pull out the equation. Perception, reaction, braking. Okay, perception. The moment we understand something is possibly about to happen. Okay, reaction, let's go ahead and bring that back up. Reaction is the moment we react to the situation, whether it's braking, swerving, emergency acceleration. That braking distance, okay, braking is the action. So perception, reaction, action. Maybe there's better terms for it, but perception, reaction, action, perception, reaction, behavior, whatever it is. Perception, reaction, skill. I like that better. Boom, we already went through it. Okay, perfect. We just now perceived this. It takes about a second to a second and a half for somebody to perceive something. It takes about a second and a half to react, which is now going to instill the skill. So it almost takes 2 to 3 seconds to actually see something, to do something. Now, this is why when you're riding, you don't want to go super fast, because if you're going super fast, no matter how fast you go, you can be going 1 mile an hour or you can go 100 miles an hour. It still takes you that 2 to 3 seconds to do something. Now, at 1 mile an hour, you're not going very far in 2 to 3 seconds. At 100 miles an hour, you're going really far in 2 to 3 seconds. So that's why you don't want to outrun your skill set, which is swerve, brake, or acceleration, right? You don't want to outrun that because you run out of space to make that skill, right? So here, at this speed, in this situation, the moment, because it happens so close to him, he barely has time to perceive and maybe start to react, and then it's done. So there's nothing he could have done outside of what he did, and he's just lucky that nothing hit him. So when it comes to normal riding scenarios, sometimes this happens. That's why we wear gear, just in case we crash, just in case something stupid happens. We have protective gear to hopefully mitigate the injuries. The other thing that we can do when it comes to being a smart rider is seeks and maintains our fundamental riding skills so that we see it ahead of time. We're not speeding. We can react in time. We can use our skill set in time because we've been practicing. So don't speed. Got very lucky.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Now you can practice your rescue skills and go back. Don't know what's going on there. All right, so bad drivers acting like idiots. If we're riding and witnessing this, stay back, because if this happens and now that was interesting. Now we're doing car crash stuff. So if you see this ahead of you, go ahead and stay back. Increase your space cushion as best you can. Roll off the throttle. Just watch these idiots from pretty far ahead, because if they do have a collision like this, now imagine if you're behind the vehicle pretty close and this car went sideways and you ran right into them. So it's good to avoid, and all the debris, it's good to just sit back. And we have a close call right there. And then we're coming over here, half click up, we have a close call, nice little swerve. We're coming up here to the side of the vehicle. We're gonna go ahead and swerve all the way left, but we're applying the brakes and slowing down, so we're doing pretty good. Now we're going to get into a new position for safety. Look forward. Now we're in a new situation with Romeo JHD.
The previous ability trait to make average.
I guess we slowed it down.
Reminder to always keep a safe distance and give yourself some room.
Okay, now bad space. Oh, nice little swerve towards the end. Still clipped a little bit. Thankfully, we didn't clip the right side, which would have hit the front brake lever. Now we're embarrassed. All right, moving on. We're going pretty fast here. We're going speeding. We're tucking deep in. We have a nice little curve coming up. Oh, speed wobbles. Keep it up. Keep it up. There it is. Maybe slow it down now. Maybe take that as an omen to relax. Hey, we should probably put our hands back on. All right, here we have Andrew Hartsock. There you go, Hartsock. Oh,
the situation is clear that
is why you wear
the consequences
gear.
Could have been far more serious.
Yeah, so I talked about this at the beginning off stream, is that happened to me in my car. Exact same thing, and it was going to hit my windshield, but it hit the bumper because I slowed it down, so it finally hit the ground and hit the bumper. Still pretty big impact. It made a nice little scratch in the bumper. Now imagine that thing hitting you in the face without a helmet. Ooh, you're going to have lacerations, maybe lose an eye. So this is why, as smart riders, we acquire and use personal protective equipment, because we think of helmets as just protecting our heads in a fall, but it protects from rocks, bugs, random road debris that gets shot up at your face. So think about that. That's why eye protection is very important. Have that face shield down, or utilize some really good glasses, but even then, that's still going to hurt, so have that face shield down. That's another thing, is if it hit him in the face and lacerated his eye, and now he has low visibility and lots of pain, and he's riding, and now he's going to crash. And if he didn't have a helmet because he got the laceration, now he's in a crash and hits his head. You see how just that little thing can cause a big problem? Simple fact that he's keeping the bike up is good. The helmet did its job. All right, here we go. We're going to go through a corner with sharp turn signals with the chevrons. Oh, it's an on-ramp. We've seen this one. He's going to low side. He's going to get into oncoming traffic, and thankfully, everyone can see him and does emergency swerves, and he doesn't die. So we talked about this briefly in a previous video. This is an older video of MotoStars. Why are we posting it? This looks like Phoenix, by the way. I think that might be Phoenix. Anyways, we're coming up to here. It's a sharp turn because it's an on-ramp. We low-side it. We have some Calvin Klein underwear. You might want to change those out after this accident. Probably pooped them. And so now we're going over into here. That is the worst feeling probably any motorcycle rider could be having right now. Right there. Oh. So don't go super fast on those turns on the highway. Yes, it's an on-ramp, but take those turns at the appropriate speed, and then once you have that straightaway, accelerate on the straightaway. There's no point in... I get it, I get to practice my knee down on this. It's like, no, this is the real possibility of what could happen here. You damaged a lot, including your 360 camera, which is expensive. How you doing? How you doing, Jennifer, Vacant, Amanda, Horovac, Elad, everybody in the chat during the live stream that we do on Tuesdays. All right, let's get out of here. We're already out. Let's do this. All right, so we're riding a little crest of the hill. You notice how traffic starts to disappear at the bottom? It's the crest of the hill, so be careful. It's a line of sight problem. All right, let's take a look. Oh, something went off-road. Something off. See, the crest of the hill, can't see much.
The rider in front was
Car went into a
helpless
ditch.
and could only rely on luck.
Oh! What the heck? Nice shoes. Okay, so there was another motorcyclist up ahead.
Helpless and could only rely.
Okay, so more than likely the truck driver was speeding to go around and lost rear tire control. It's just like a motorcycle losing rear tire control and dumping the bike, like in a turn, like it's a low side. Same thing for the car. I mean, lost both traction on the rear.
On luck.
And just spun out. It's like, hey, what's up?